Hi, everybody. Al Smith here. Welcome to lesson number 3 in the Onenote Trump response system course. Today, we're going to talk about the convention of using two spades as a transfer to the minor suits. Okay, just as a quick reminder, we've gone through this twice before, but it's worth doing it again. We're using a strong no trump, so in first and second seat, we're going to open with 15 to 17 high card points. And in third and fourth seats, we're going to use 14 to 17. Now, if you'll remember, the 14 really doesn't have anything to do with the no trump, just stretches the limit down one, so that if we open one club in third or fourth seat, our partner says a heart, we go one no trump, our partner now knows we are limiting our hand to 12 to 13 points, and therefore will not invite us to game by bidding two no trump with only 10 or 11 points. That will keep us out of a lot of trouble. To open one no trump, we need to have 2+ cards in every suit, no 5-card major, and a balanced or semi-balanced hand. We divide the 15 to 17 points up into two increments, a minimum of 15 to 16 bad. What bad is lots of queens and jacks, yuck, or a maximum 16 good or more. Now, one of the things that makes it a lot easier to handle the response system to one no trump is if we use reverses when we have 5 to 6 cards in a lower ranking suit, 4 to 5 cards in a higher ranking suit, and 16 plus length points, which is 15 plus high card points. You can see how that overlaps the 15 to 17 high card points. So by using the reverse, we eliminate having to address all of these hand shapes where we have 5 to 6 cards in a lower ranking suit and 4 to 5 cards in a higher ranking suit from consideration in the Onenote Trump response system, because we're assuming you're going to use a reverse. All right, now, you've seen this chart before. I've modified it just slightly and gone back and updated the previous two lesson handouts. Okay, it's kind of a high-level overview of the response system. With 0 to 7 points and a balanced hand, we're just going to pass one no trump. That's the safest place to play. With 8+ high card points and a 4-card major, we're going to use statement. With 5+ cards in hearts or spades, we're going to use the Jacobi transfer. That pretty much covers the waterfront as it relates to balanced hands and majors. So we're going to use the 2-spade transfer convention with 5+ clubs or diamonds with 0+ points. Now, one of the things to note, though, is that we're only going to use the 2-spade transfer convention with 5+ clubs or diamonds in unbalanced hand with greater than 4 points. So that will allow us to then take advantage of the unbalanced nature, which says we've got a singleton or a void, and use the roughing power in our long minor. Otherwise, we're going to play a no trump, or we're going to invite no trump by bidding 3 clubs or 3 diamonds with a balanced hand with 5+ cards, 5 to 6 clubs or diamonds, and 8 to 9 points. So that's the high-level perspective. Let's take a little bit deeper look at the environment where you have no 4-card major, no 5-card major, but you have at least one 4-card minor, okay, which would say that you don't, it's going to be, if you've got a 4-card minor, you're going to be 4 diamond, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4 clubs or 4 diamonds. Now let's look at this. Okay, if we look at this chart, we have our high points over here on the left, 0 to 17+, you could have more, and the number of cards in your longest minor suit, 4, 5, 6, or 7+. Obviously, the smaller the number, the more balanced the hand. The higher the number, the more unbalanced the hand. With only 4 cards in a minor, that would say you're 4, 3, 3, 3. And 0 to 7 points, you're simply just going to pass. There's nothing really you can do. You don't have a long suit that can be used for roughing or anything. You just close your eyes and pass and wish your partner luck. Okay, with five plus cards in the suit and 4 to 7 points, again, you're pass and play it in the minor. Now, when you get more than 4 cards at 4 points, if you take your partner's minimum of 15, you add 4 to that, 19, the points are pretty evenly split 50-50. Okay, and or 20-20, in terms of the total number of points. Okay, so you have as good a chance of making one no trump as the opponents have of setting it. Now, because they have to lead, they're going to give you half a trick. So upon the opening lead, you in essence have 6.5 tricks. They have 5.5 tricks if the points are split 20-20. So the odds are on your favor, and 7 tricks to make one no trump is a lot easier to make than 9 tricks playing 3 of a minor. All right, now if you have an unbalanced hand, okay, you've got a singleton or a void, you're going to want to play in a suit contract. The weaker you are, the more you're going to want to play in a suit contract, because roughing with your long suit, even though they're small cards, is the only possibility you're going to have of taking tricks. So you can see what the split is here between balanced and unbalanced. So if you're balanced, you're going to want to play a no trump. If you're unbalanced, you want to go to play in a suit contract, one of the minors. Now, if you've got 8 to 9 points, the question is, what do you do? Do you go to 3 no trump, or do you sign off? Now we'll address how to handle that. Okay. But again, if it's balanced, we want to be in no trump. We don't want to be in a suit contract. If we're unbalanced, we want to be in a suit contract. Now, this is actually bidding 3 clubs or bidding 3 diamonds instead of 2 spades is part of the 2 spade convention. And you got to remember that, because it's how all the different pieces fit together. You say, well, 3 clubs or 3 diamonds isn't 2 spades. Well, it is part of the convention because it says something unique. It says that you've got 6 plus clubs or diamonds, and you've got 8 to 9 high card points. And give your partner all the information he or she needs to know in order to decide whether they should be playing the contract at 3 clubs or 3 diamonds, or at 3 no, or potentially at a higher level in the minor suit. Now, if you've got 4 to 6 clubs or diamonds and a balanced or semi-balanced hand and 10 to 14 points, you're simply just going to bid 3 no trump. That's the safest contract. Taking 9 tricks is a lot easier than to try and take 11 tricks in the minor, and you're almost guaranteed you're going to make game. Now, obviously, if you're unbalanced, you want to run away from no trump. Now, your partner may take you back there, but you want to give your partner the ability to know that you've got an unbalanced hand. Okay, so this is one of the areas where we're going to use the 2 spade convention to transfer the minors. And I'll tell you how to show your partner you've got the 10 plus points. Now, when you get above 15, you probably should be investigating slam. And there's different ways of doing that. We'll discuss some of these in the future lessons, but we'll also touch base today on how to explore how to bid with mild slam interest and how to investigate slam with a stronger hand. So that's the high level summary. So let's take a look at this. Okay, when to sign off in 3 clubs or 3 diamonds. Okay, if we backed up for a second and look at this, we want to be able to sign off in this green area here. Okay, where we know we don't have enough points per game. What's 7 plus 17? 24. 24 is not enough per game. So up to this, in this area, we want to sign off. We want to sign off either no trump, which is really easy to do because we just passed, or we use the 2 spade convention. All right, now, the weaker we are, let me say it again, the weaker we are, the more that we want to be in a suit contract, because, and I'll explain why in a second, but if with less than or equal to 3 high card points and 5 plus clubs or diamonds, Now, notice said 5. Almost everything you read is going to say 6. But if you're really weak, you're going to want to do this with 5. Okay, because you have little or no trick-taking potential in your hand at all. And it's extremely difficult for your partner to make one-note trump or even provide some semblance of an offense in one-note trump playing from only his or her hand. Now, even when you've got 5 clubs, 3-3-2, or 5 diamonds, 3-3-2, with less than or equal to 3 points, you're going to want to play in 3 clubs or 3 diamonds. The question is, how do you get there? How do you sign off? Okay, because you just can't simply bid 3 clubs or 3 diamonds. Now, as we saw on the previous chart, it's best to pass partners one-note trump open with 4 to 7 high card points. Why? Because it's easier to make 7 tricks versus 9, and you've got half the points in the deck. Maybe a little bit more than half the points in the deck. If you're weak, less than or equal to 7 high card points with good roughing potential, again, this means you're unbalanced, you're going to want to play in a suit contract. Okay, now you can use your trumps there to take tricks and also to control the play of the hand. If you're a note trump, you have no control over the play of the hand, because if the opponents have a long suit, they're just going to simply keep leading those and cram them down your throat. And there's not a thing you can do about it. However, if you're in a suit contract, okay, when you out of that particular suit, you can rough it and you can stop their advance. You can, in essence, neuter that particular suit. Okay, so it keeps the opponents from running a long suit, and it also provides you the time and the opportunity to set up a side suit if you've got one. And remember, your partner opened one-note trump, so they can throw off losers. So it's, while you might have a really weak hand, there's still potential that your partner might make the contract if they're in the right contract and the cards break in their favor. All right, with 8 to 9 high card points, you see we're kind of going from 0 to 3, 4 to 7, less than or equal to 7, 8 to 9 high card points. Okay, and we want to find out if the opener is a minimum or a maximum. Okay, now what we can do with 8 to 9 high card points is go ahead and with the 6+ card minor, bid that suit at 3 level. Okay, it says, hey, I've got 6 cards in this suit. I've got 8 to 9 high card points. You declare are the captain now because I've just limited my hand. You figure out where we should be. And the declare is going to do that. Let's look at 2 examples here. All right, this first example, really, oh lordy, our partner opened one-note trump, and we really had to work hard to get this hand. Okay, we've got absolutely 0 points. It has no redeeming values, except it's got 5 clubs. Okay, so if you're playing in no trump, you can expect that this hand will take 0 tricks. However, if this hand is played in clubs, there's a very distinct probability that it's going to take at least 3 tricks. Okay, 3 tricks with this crappy hand. All right, so we're very weak. So what we've got is 5 clubs. We know we've got at least 7. And from a probability standpoint, our partner should have 3. We're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and it often works out that you end up with a 5-3 fit or even a 5-4 fit, which makes it even nicer and easier to make the contract when you use the minor suit transfer. So yeah, we're going to bid 2 spades with this one. Okay, and we're going in the next slide we'll discuss the mechanics of the 2 spades. All right, now let's look at this hand here. Okay, we've got pretty much the same hand, except it's stronger. Actually, it's a lot stronger because we've got 5 high card points. If we've got 5 high card points, our partner promised us how many? 15. So we've got 20. So we might be tempted to transfer to diamonds, but we don't want to do that because we've got 20 high card points between us. So we want this hand to be played in no trump. Okay. We may not have absolute control of all the suits, but let's just think, if your partner happens to have ace of diamonds, he might be as the declarer to run off 6 diamond tricks and have a cakewalk in making one no trump. If he makes one no trump, that's 40 trick points. Okay, if he makes 2 no trump, that's 70 trick points. Now, even if you could make 3 diamonds, that's only 60. So 70 is a lot better than 60, and they only have to take 2 tricks and to make 2 no trump versus 3 clubs or 3 diamonds to guarantee that you're going to get the best score. So we've got the 6 diamonds, but we've got 5 high card points, so we're going to pass. We want to play this hand in one no trump. All right, let's look at the mechanics of the 2 spade transfer convention. Now, this, as opposed to the previous one, what we talked about, the 2-step conventions, this is a 3-step convention, and I'm going to explain why in a second. Okay, the responder to initiate the transfer to the minor bids 2 spades. Okay, easy enough. Okay, because we've got 2 clubs for Stayman, 2 diamonds, and 2 hearts for Jacoby transfer. Now we've got 2 spades for the transfer to the minors. Okay, so now what this one says, well, now think about this for a second. A lot of people that play this convention are missing a major piece of it. Okay? Most people just go 2 spades and bid 3 clubs. They skip the use of 2 no trump as a positive bid. So what we're going to do is the opener is going to use a mini convention here to indicate whether he or she has a minimum no trump open or a maximum no trump open. Okay, and it's very, very efficient. So with a minimum after the 2 spades, the opener will bid 2 no trump. That's 15 to a bad 16. With a max, the opener is going to bid 3 clubs. See how that works? 1 no trump, 2 spades, that's transferring to the minors, and the opener says, hey, I've got a minimum or I've got a maximum. All right, so I've got a minimum or I've got a maximum. 2 no trump says I've got a minimum, 3 clubs says I've got a maximum. Now, you go, what is the responder going to do now? Well, the responder can now do several different things. Okay, but in terms of signing off, this is with less than or equal to 4 high card points. Okay, what the responder can do is they're going to choose the minor suit that they want to play in. Now, that's less than or equal to 4 high card points, or unbalanced with less than or equal to 9 high card points. Notice this is 9 because with a game forcing points, you use a different sequence. We'll talk about that. But what we're going to do, if you want to sign off in one of the minors after your partner bids 2 no trump showing a minimum, if clubs is the suit you want to sign off in, you bid 3 clubs. If diamonds is the suit you want to sign off in, you bid 3 diamonds. Both of those, your partner's going to pass. Going to go, aha, my partner's got 5 plus clubs or 5 plus diamonds. Got, doesn't have any, that has less than game forcing points. Therefore, they're going to pass. They're going to recognize that as a sign off and let that contract stand. All right, now, if our partner bids 3 clubs saying they have a maximum and we still want to sign off, which often happens, okay, to sign off in clubs, you as the responder would simply just pass. If you need to correct to sign off in diamonds, you bid 3 diamonds. That's really easy, straightforward. 2 spades, partner indicates minimum or maximum. You either bid the suit or pass to sign off in the suit you want to be in. All right, now let's look at the situation where you've got 10 plus high card points. Okay, because that's part of the waterfront here. All right, so now you've got a couple of different situations that can occur. Your partner's open to 1 no trump. Now you know whether they've got a minimum or max. Okay, if they've got a minimum, you still know you've got 25 plus points. If they've got a maximum, you know you've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 26 to 27 plus points. And now the question is, do you want to be in a no trump game or do you want to be in a suit game or slam? Well, let's assume that your partner's opened one no trump. You bid two spades. The partner came back and bid two no trumps, saying they've got a minimum. Now you've got a blocker in hearts, but you don't have one in spades. Okay, how do you communicate that to your partner? You simply bid three hearts. Says, hey, I have a stopper in hearts, but I don't have one in spades. If you have one in spades and not one in hearts, you bid the spades and skip over the hearts. If you got one in them both, you simply bid three no trump. Okay, now when you communicate to your partner that you have a stopper in one of the suits, if they have a stopper in the other suit, they go to three no trump to indicate that they've got a control in the unbid major, and that's where the contract should be played. You know, it's kind of like just talking back and forth on a casual basis, saying, "Hey, I've got 15-7, bids two spades." It says, "I've got five, probably five plus clubs or diamonds." It comes back and says, "Well, I've got a minimum." Says, "Well, I've got 10 plus points, so we should be in the game. And by the way, I have a heart stopper. If you have a spade stopper," and the opener bids three no trump, and says, "You betcha." And that's where you're going to play the contract. It's pretty. If you start thinking about this in terms of a conversation back and forth, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, if you don't have a control in the unbid major, for example, you bid three hearts, and the opener goes, "Oh, you don't have a stopper in spades, neither do I." Guess what? You don't want to play a no trump because you want to have a stopper in all the suits if possible. So with no control, you're just going to go ahead and bid four clubs. Now the responder can choose if they have clubs, to sign off on clubs by passing, or going to five clubs if they think they have game, or signing off on diamonds by bidding four diamonds, or starting to explore further in terms of game, or slam by doing cube bidding, which we're not really going to talk about today. Okay, so three no trump, if after the two no trump, if after three clubs is bid showing the maximum, or if two no trump or three clubs showing the minimum and the maximum, if you've got enough points and you've got the stoppers, you can just go straight to game in three no trump. Okay, if you have no interest in no trump because you have a very distributional hand, four clubs or four diamonds shows mild slam interest and in the bid minor. So four clubs or four diamonds after the bid of two spades is not a sign off. It says, "Hey, I'm interested in game, and I'm interested in slam." At a minimum, we're going to want to play in game. So you can count on your partner then having somewhere in the neighborhood of 10, 12, 13 plus length points. So now, we're not going to go into all the details of this. You'll have to ferret some of this out for yourself in future dates, but you can pass. You can bid four no trump, five clubs, five diamonds. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do to explore game and explore slam. All right, let's take a look at the what we ended up. That's kind of the discussion of the convention we're going to go through today. Now, this is the overall response system matrix that we've been working with. And you can see where the two spades transfer to minor fits in. You can see there's a bunch of places in here that gets filled in. All right, so we're starting to fill in this matrix. Very, very different than when we started. Okay, I hope everybody's gotten on shark, and let's go ahead and look at the hands that we're going to talk about today. Okay, remember we're exploring practicing the two spade convention, transferring to the minors, but also remember that fits in like hand in glove into the overall bidding of one no trump or bidding of minors and so forth. And we'll see how that works in a couple of these hands. Okay, in this first hand here, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the bidding. Our partner opens one no trump in north. Okay, and the opponent passes. Now, we're down here in South, and we've got 6 nice diamonds. We've got not so, we've got kind of a balanced hand in the other suits with nothing in them, but we have 6 high card points. Okay, now remember, our partner said they've got 15 to 17. So if we take their minimum of 15 and add 16 to it, that's 21. And there's 40 in the deck. So that says we've got the majority of the high card points. Now, because we've got the majority of the high card points, we want to play this hand in no trump. We don't want to play it in diamonds because 7 tricks are a lot easier to make than 9 tricks. So what we're going to do in this particular hand is we're going to go ahead and pass. And the opponent's going to pass. And now our partner, North, is going to be to declare playing no trump. Now let's see how this plays out. The opponents are probably going to lead the 3 of spades. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let you see all the hands just to make it easier. Okay, so they're leading the 3 of spades from their fourth from their longest and strongest suit. Okay, and we go, all right, let's take an inventory and make a declared plan. So now we know because they led the spades, we're going to get 2 spade tricks. And we look at the diamonds and say, well, if we can set the diamonds up, we can take potentially up to 6 diamond tricks. If the king is in the wrong place, we can take 5. So we're going to go, well, we're going to have 2 spade tricks for sure. We should be able to promote a hard trick. That would be 3. A club trick would be 4. And if we will take 5 diamond tricks, that's going to be 9. And if the finesse works, it's going to be 10. So you can see how well this works by just playing in no trump, because it's going to be worth a lot more if we play it in no trump than if we play it in diamond. So let's see what happens. We play the 8 from our hand. They jump up with the 10, and we take the queen. Now what we're immediately going to do is lead the diamonds, and we're going to play for the finesse of the king. All right, as you can see over here, West is kind of between a rock and a hard place. Okay, if he doesn't take the king and then the Al is smart enough to play the ace, okay, he can drop the king and take all the diamond tricks. So 9 times out of 10, the West is going to take the king. Okay, and when you take that king, now we're home free. We're going to be able to take 5 more diamond tricks, a spade trick, and maybe a heart trick and a club trick, depending on what they do. Now, he's got the king jack clubs. He doesn't really want to lead away from that. His partner led spade, so he's going to go ahead and return the spade. Okay, so he returns the spade, which is probably the best thing you can do at that time. Now we're going to go up with the ace. All right, and let's see how this plays out. Now we're going to play the diamonds. And we're hoping that they split, and lo and behold, they do. Okay, so now we take 4 diamond tricks. Okay, and everybody gets squeezed in here. So we've got 7 tricks, and what we're going to do now, because they were pretty good on their defense, they drove out those spades. We're going to go ahead and just take our king, our ace of clubs. All right, so what we did, because we passed, we ended up taking 8 tricks, making 2 no trump. We're going to get a score under the line of 70, and if we're playing duplicate, we're going to get a score of 120. So you can see, because we've got that 6 high card points, 6 plus 15 is 21. We want to play that in no trump. Let's look at deal number 2. Okay, in this hand, our partner again opens one no trump, and it passes. Now it comes back around to us, and we've got a truly horrid hand. Okay, now we know that if we pass, the declarer may not. It's possible he's only going to take one or two tricks. However, since we've got such a terrible hand, we've got 0 points, but we've got 5 clubs. What we're going to do is we're going to want to transfer to the minors, and then we're going to want to sign off in clubs, because we might actually be able to make 2 or 3 of these clubs good. All right, let's see how this works. So it's passed. We're going to bid 2 spades, which is a transfer, to the minors. Okay, and our partner is going to then tell us whether they have a minimum or a maximum. Let's see how many points our partner has. He's got 7, 10, 13, 16. So he's got a maximum. Okay, now to show a maximum, 2 no trump would be a minimum. 3 clubs is going to be a maximum. So our partner bids 3 clubs. Okay, and we say, aha, our partner has a maximum no trump opener. Says, well, that's encouraging because we got 0 points over here, baby. Okay, so what we're going to do is now, since our suit is actually clubs, we don't have to bid anything to set that suit as trump. So we're going to pass. So we end up in 3 clubs, and let's see what the opponents are going to lead. Okay, let's go ahead and put all the hands out so you can see them. All right, now the opponents go, well, I've got the queen jack of spades, the queen jack of diamonds. I've got a bunch of queens and jacks, so my most powerful suit is spades. So I'm hoping my partner has something, and I'm going to lead 4. Okay, and someday you'll learn all about the rule of 11. So we go ahead and it gets played, and our partner goes, okay, that's good. I've got the ace king. So now he takes an inventory of the hand. Says, well, I can lead another spade and potentially ruff a spade. Okay, I've got 2 kings over here, and the only way I can make any of them good is hope that West has the aces. That way, I can finesse West for the ace. So he says, well, what I'm going to do is go ahead and lead this second spade. He leads that second spade and says, all right, they both follow. That's cool. He leads another spade, and he hopes that they're going to split so he can actually ruff. He roughs with the 2 of clubs, and lo and behold, the 10 of spades gets played. He says, okay, now what can I do? Well, I need to protect my clubs so that I can potentially ruff. I don't have any roughing power on the board. I only need to have one more club in order to trump that spade if I drove out all of the clubs. So he said, well, we have started with 5. My partner has 3. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead 1 round to trump to see what happens. Okay, and West says, well, I've got the ace jack. I can see this. He's definitely, the opener probably has the king or queen. So I'm going to jump up with that ace. And he does. And we go, okay, now we've got the king of clubs. And he says, well, now I've got a real problem. I don't know what the heck to lead. So he says, I'm going to lead the 2 of hearts. Now I'm going to lead the 8 of diamonds because I don't want to lead away from that ace queen. And we go, well, this is the only chance we have for taking diamonds. So we jump up with the king. And lo and behold, we say, now we know where the ace of diamonds is. It's over here. And we go, well, gee whiz, let's lead another round of trump. We take that a round of trump, and lo and behold, they both follow suit. So we know there's only 1 trump left. Okay, and we don't care whether he takes it by leading trump or he roughs. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and see if we can make another low trump good. We're going to leave that ace of spades. Here comes the queen of spades. We're going to trump, and lo and behold, it works. He has to throw away. And we go, well, it's time to try that finesse in hearts. We've got 5 tricks. Maybe we can get 6 and maybe 7. So we leave the heart. It needs to be between a rock and a hard space. So he plays the ace again. Okay, and throw that away, and says, well, okay, I'm going to lead a diamond now. He says, well, we took that. I guess I'm going to lead another diamond. Takes it over here. And East, being the smart aleck he is, says, okay, I've counted the clubs. 10 of them have been played. I've got the high club. He leads it. And he has to lead a heart, comes back around, plays the 3. We take the heart trick, and they end up taking the last heart trick. All right. So we ended up down 2. That's pretty good, because if we'd been playing that in no trump, we probably would have been down 4 or 5 tricks. So you can see how you have to kind of, you've got 2 dimensions here. You've got the bidding, and we made the conscious decision with this really, really crappy hand is that we wanted to play it in 3 clubs. So we used the 2 spade convention. Then there's the whole dimension of declare play, and that's how do we get the most tricks with what we got. Let's go to the next hand. Hand number 3. Okay, and let's take an inventory of this. Well, we've got 4, 6, 7 points, 8, 9 length points. We've got a nice diamond suit. All right, so our partner opens up one no trump again. It goes past. Now, we've got between 8 and 9 points, and even though it's 7 high card points, I'm going to move that up to 8 because I've got the extra diamonds and it's a nice suit. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and bid 3 diamonds. What that does is distinguish the hand from using the 2 spades. So we could use 2 spades to transfer to the minors and then bid 3 diamonds to sign off. But what we want to do here is tell our partner that we've got 6 plus diamonds, probably 6, and we've got 8 to 9 points. So it gives our partner the capability of bidding more if they've got the max and they've got a fit for the diamonds. And the most probable contract that would occur then would be 3 no trump. Okay, so let's see what happens. Let's get a view of our partner's hand. There we go. And we have bid, what have we bid? Have we bid yet? Yes, we bid the 3 diamonds. It comes around to our partner, and our partner goes, well, I've got a minimum. I've got 2 diamonds. I promised 2 plus cards in every suit. And diamonds it is. That's the best place we can possibly play. So he's going to pass. All right, now, South, Al is going to be the declare. So West is going to make the opening lead. He's got to make some decisions as to what he's going to lead. Now, he knows that he's leading into the strength. And it's a suit contract. So what he's probably going to try to do, now, even though I already know it's not going to work out really well for him, he's probably going to lead the king of hearts. All right, so let's look at all the hands so you can see what's going on. Okay, so he led the king of hearts because it is a suit contract and he's trying to set up a trick. So our partner, who's just elated, we're elated with the dummy, our partner who opened one no trump. We jump right on that, okay? Because now, by leading that king of clubs, we know he has the queen because he's only going to lead the king of clubs from the king queen, or the king queen, or the king queen jack. Okay, but now we have a jack 10 over here, and we know that we can set that up for a trick. All right, now the real challenge here is, what do we do now? We need to set up communication to the dummy so we can try a finesse. So we played we're already over there with the ace of hearts. So what we do is we go ahead and we lead the 9 of diamonds. Okay, and East is playing really sneaky. He plays low, and we go, well, there's two cards outstanding. The probability that the 10 and the king are split between the two hands is 50%. And then the probability that the king 10 is in one hand or the other hand is 25% each. So what we're going to do is we're going to finesse. So we say, we're going to play the two of diamonds. And lo and behold, the 9 wins. And we go, okay, we really got these guys now. Now we lead the 7 of diamonds, and East is really screwed. He plays the 10, we play the jack, the other one falls, we're counting, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got the singles and diamond left, so we leave the ace of diamonds, okay? And now they're really kind of in between a rock and a hard space. So now what do we got? We're going to have, we've got 3 tricks so far. We've got 4 diamond tricks, that gets the 7. We've got potentially a spade trick and a heart trick and a club trick. So what we're going to do is we've got to decide what we're going to do. So we're going to throw away one of the spades. Okay, we're going to keep the king, queen, because that we can push out the ace. Okay. Then we're going to leave that queen of diamonds. And let's say that he throws away a spade. Now we're going to throw away a heart because between the jack 10, we know we can push out the queen, establishing a trick. Okay, and they throw something away over here. We need another diamond. And they start looking at us saying, you're terrible. Now we're going to throw away the club. All right. We're going to do it one more time. All right, now we've let out all the diamonds. We've got 7 tricks, and we need 2 more. Okay. The reason that we went ahead and led the diamonds is because we're going to go ahead and squeeze them, and we've got potential tricks here. Now the question is, where are all the aces and so forth? We leave that, and the opponent jumps up with the ace. Now I have done some things wrong here. I was playing this in no trump, not in 3 diamonds. So I'm probably going to get set because I screwed it up, in which case I'm going to have to go back and show you how to do it right. Okay, so now they've won the ace. They can lead the spade and really screw me up. I played this very poorly. I lost my focus, so I'm going to do an undo a couple of times. I don't need to play all those diamonds. So once we drop the king of diamonds, this is where we need to change our strategy. Okay, we want to keep those diamonds to maintain control. You can see how easily you can screw up the declare play by losing focus. I just did it. Okay, so now we've got the spade where we can develop a trick. We've got a heart where we can develop a trick. And we're protecting those clubs. So what we're going to do, because we've already played 4 hearts, okay, we played 4 spades. Also, we haven't played any spades yet. What we're going to do is go ahead and move those hearts. Okay, now they can jump up with that queen of hearts. Let's say they do. Now they've potentially just given us an extra trick. Okay, let's say they're smart and go ahead and they lead they take that trick and they revert to spades. Let's say they switch to the clubs. It really doesn't matter at this point, but let's say they revert to a club. Okay, and we say, well, we're going to take a finesse and we're going to play the middle card. All right, now we've got the situation. As long as I take the trick, take the ace, right? He says, well, now make my partner, I've got it. Maybe we can set up the spades. They're just kind of wandering around the boards now because they've lost a bunch of tricks. Now they lead the club. All right, now we're going to take the king of clubs. We're going to take the king of hearts. The jack of hearts, ace, that's good. Okay, now all we've got is trump left. And what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up taking 10 tricks. All right. We're going to have to rough that. take diamond. And lo and behold, we take 10 tricks. So, is it always going to work out this well? No, but we actually ended up in 3 diamonds. We made 10 tricks because they played extremely poor defense. Now, you saw how I get led. I lost focus because I thought I was playing no trump, in which case I was going to go down. So, part of the whole game is don't lose focus. Let's go ahead and look at the next one, hand number 4. And in this one, our partner opens again Onenote Trump. Now we have 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. And we go, okay, we've got game forcing points opposite our partner's Onenote. It says, well, what's the best, the most worthwhile information we can get at this time? Well, it's finding out whether they opened with a minimum or a maximum. Okay, so let's go ahead and bid 2 spades, because that says, tell me whether you have a minimum or a maximum. They pass, and our partner's got 6, 10, 17. They have a maximum, so they bid 3 clubs. Well, that's great. We've got more than enough points per game in no trump. So what we really want to do is, if possible, play this in no trump, because no trump is worth a lot more points than playing it in clubs. So what are we going to bid? At this particular point in time, I'm not quite sure what we're going to bid. Okay, but then in the past, comes back around. And we go, well, we've got enough points. We don't have, well, we've got 4, 6, 8, 9. What we're going to do is just close our eyes and bid 3 no trump. Okay? Now, it's not the best bid in the world, but at the same time, because of a weakness, we don't want. We've got enough points to bid game, but we don't have enough points to explore slam. So let's see what happens. Let's show all the hands. Okay, and East is going to be on lead. He's going to lead the 5 of hearts because it's 4th and the longest and strongest. Okay, and I think I've already played this hand, haven't I? So what we're going to do, well, let's just play it out and see what happens. Okay, we're going to come up here, and we're going to take that first trick with the king, the jack of hearts. Now we're going to take the finesse with the club. We're going to set these clubs up. Okay, and lo and behold, our finesse works. Play it again. The king comes out. All right, now let's take inventory. We've taken 3 tricks. We have 4, 5, 6, 7 tricks, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and what we can do is go ahead and play the clubs down and get rid of our losers and see what we can figure out. Or at this particular point in time, since we have an entry back in the clubs, we can go ahead and we don't want to drive out that ace of hearts yet. We could take, because we have control of the hearts and the spades and the diamonds with entry back to our good clubs, we could actually take a finesse at this time. So we can finesse that queen of spades, okay, and it wins. Now, since that won, and we have all of these clubs to throw things away, we need to establish a heart trick. So we go ahead and lead the 6 of hearts. Now let's say that they go ahead and they jump up with that because they can see the queen and they take the trick. And now whatever they lead, we're going to get the rest of the tricks. Let's assume that they go ahead and lead a heart. Okay, and we're going to throw away a spade. And they play the 10 of hearts. Here comes the king of hearts out of our hand. Now, we've got the ace, king of diamonds. Let's go ahead and play those. So you can see how this hand develops. Play the king of diamonds. Take the ace of spades. And we have the entry back to the 4 good clubs. So we leave the club, and the rest of the tricks are ours. Okay, so you can see we got 3 no trump, and we actually made, we took 12 tricks. Instead of making 3 no trump, we took 12 tricks because we maximized all the cards we have, and we actually get 690 for this. Let's go to hand number 5. Okay, hand number 5. Okay, our partner opens again with 1 no trump. Pass. It comes back around to us, and we take an inventory of our hand. Look at those clubs. We've got 4, 5, 7, 10, 13 high card points. Now, if our partner has 17, that gives us 30. Okay, so there is actually a possibility for slamming this hand if we've got all the right values. But what we notice also is that we have a weakness in spades. So our partner bid 1 no trump. What we're going to do is we're going to initiate 2 spades again, asking our partner to clarify whether they've got a minimum or a maximum. And let's have north hand displayed. Oops, wrong ones. What the heck? Let's get rid of bridge rules, east and west. All right, got the right ones. Okay, and now we look at the opener's hand. He has 5, 9, 11, 15, 16. Okay, and it's 4, 4, 3, 2. So he's got some potential little roughing power in there and so forth. So he knows that we've got a minor. He knows he's got support for each one of those. So he's going to count this as a maximum and bid 3 clubs. So now South is really interested, okay, because he's saying he's got a maximum. He's got 13, so they've got somewhere between 30 and 31 points. Now the real question is, what do they have stoppers in all of the suits? So he says, I've got good dimes, I've got good clubs, I've got good hearts. Okay, what's my partner got in spades? So using the bidding convention we just discussed, he bids 3 hearts to investigate 3 no trump, and saying, hey, I've got a heart stopper, but not a spade stopper. Okay, and it comes around to declare. And declare goes, ah, crap, I've got hearts and diamonds and clubs too, but I don't have a spade stopper. So 3 no trump is out, and he bids 4 clubs. Okay, and saying denying the spade stopper and the viability of playing in 3 no trump. Now South says, okay, if we both have 2 losers in spades, which is pretty well guaranteed, we can't make 6. Even though we may have the right points, we don't have the right shape. We got 2 quick losers in spades. He bids 5 clubs. And it gets passed out. All right, now, so we're in 5 clubs, and East is going to make the opening lead. So let's go ahead and show all the hands. So you can see the decision logic for the opening leader. Now here we've got a pretty crappy hand, but we know something. Okay, the opponent said, we don't have any spades. We were listening. They said, we don't have any spades. So East, because he was listening and pretty smart, leads the spade. And they take their first 2 spade tricks right off the top. This is what would have happened to us if we were in 6 clubs. They would have taken those 2 spades right away, and we would have been down. Now, if we look at the rest of the hand, we've got the ace of clubs, a king, queen, jack, 10, 9. We've got all the clubs. We've got the ace, king, queen of hearts. That covers all the hearts. We've got the ace, king, queen. We've got so many. We've got more tricks than we got cards on. So making 5 clubs from here is going to be a cakewalk. But one of the things we really have to pay attention to within this auction is that we were looking for three-no trump and possibly slam by bidding three hearts and saying, hey, we've got a heart stopper, and are denying a spade stopper, and their partner said, oh crap, I don't have a spade stopper either. So what we're going to do is go to the next hand, and hand number 6, and we're going to explore what we should do on this one. Okay, again, our partner is going to open one of the trump, pass, and comes back around to us. And we go, well, we've got a lot of points. We've got 5, 6, 9, 11, 13. Okay, 13 plus 17 is 30, but these are not quality points. We've got lots of queens and jacks and so forth. They're really good points. So we know we've got enough points for game. All right, so what we want to find out is, and we've got blockers in all of the suits. So let's go ahead and just in terms of safety, let's talk more to our partner. What we're going to do is we're going to bid 2 spades again. Okay, and the reason we're going to bid 2 spades here is we want to ask our partner, are you a min or a max? Okay, and we comes back, and let's count let's look at our partner's hand. Okay, and our partner's got 5, 8, 9, 13, 15 points. He's a minimum. So, okay, that's a minimum. We don't have slam. If he had a maximum, we might want to investigate slam with this game. But since he's got a minimum, we know 15 plus our 13 is only 28. Okay, so what he's going to bid 2 no trump to show that that's a minimum. And that's going to be passed. And we go, well, he's got 15, maybe a bad 16. It fits in with all these. We're going to just go ahead and bid 3 no trump. We've got a blocker in spades, a blocker in hearts, or at least a half of it. That's a half a blocker in spades. And we're hoping our partner has something there. So we're going to 3 no trump, and it goes pass, pass, pass. Okay. Again, East is going to be the one making the opening lead. So let's take a look. Let's let you see all the hands. Okay, now, so they know that we have a long minor because we used the 2 spade convention. Okay, and that really says, well, we're going to want to lead a major, and his best suit is spades, and we're going to lead 4th from his longest to strongest in spades. So he leads the 5 of spades. Now, a lot of times when the opponents make an opening lead, they're going to help you out a lot. In this case, it really helps out tremendously because you've got the ace king, ace jack in the declares hand and the queen 10 in the dummy's hand. So we can just go ahead and play the 10. And the 10 wins the trick. Now, the challenge in this hand is we want to set up those diamonds. And we want to make sure that we keep this king of clubs as an entry to the dummy in case these diamonds just don't split. Now, we're pretty sure they're going to split because even if they're 0-4, we're going to be able to drive out that ace. But if the diamonds weren't quite as good, you know, we might have to lose a second diamond trick, and then we wouldn't be able to get back to this hand. So that king of clubs, just to recognize it in a little bit different variation of hand would be critical. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start leading the diamonds. So we're going to lead the king from the top of our sequence. Okay, and our partner says, I don't have anything by giving us a negative signal. And then we're going to play the 8. That's the bottom of our sequence. Since we played the king and then the 8, it tells our partner we got the queen jack 10 9 in between. Now we really don't have to do that because we're not playing on defense, but I just wanted to say if you were on defense, that's what you wanted to do. But we know that's the hot card. So the 6 comes out, the 3 comes out, and the opponents take the ace. Now, okay, we've got one trick. They've got 2 tricks. Well, we've got 2 tricks and they've got 1 trick. All right, now we've got 4 diamonds, that gets us to 6. We've got 3 clubs, that gets us to 9. And we've got a spade, that gets us to 10. And if we can knock out the ace of hearts, that's going to get us to 11. So them they've said, well, leading the spades didn't work very well, so we'll go ahead and lead a club. So they lead a club, and this time we jump up with the king of clubs because it really doesn't matter. And we say, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to drive out the hearts. So we go ahead and lead the queen of hearts, and they're sneaky. These guys are sneaky. Okay. And they don't take the trick. And we say, okay, they're trying to keep me from getting my heart trick. They say, well, I've got an entry back to my hand with the 2 of diamonds, so I'm going to go ahead and drive him one more time. This time he says, okay, I'll take the trick. All right. And he said, all right, we're going to lead a club. We know that we're going to lead a spade because our partner led the spade. And I'm going to assume he's got something. Lead the spade. Okay, and he jumps up there with the ace. Okay. And our queen, we have to play our queen. Now, what do we got left? We've got the diamonds. We've got 2 club tricks. We've got the king of hearts. Those are all good. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tricks left. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards left. So we've got this made in the shade if long as we play it correctly. All right. So what we want to do is, since we know that this is good, go ahead and play it. And since we know the 2 clubs are good, we're going to go ahead and play those. We know all the clubs are gone. We know the dimes are good. We're just going to go across to our partner's hand, and we're going to take those dimes. So we've got the rest of the trick. We're going to end up making 11 tricks and 3-note trump for a score of 460. So we did really good there. What I'm going to do is close up Shark Bridge now. That's the last of the hands. And come back here. We're going to close this last window. We're going to maximize the screen. And we're going to stop share. And thank you for attending the lesson. If you have any questions, go ahead and write me an email or give me a call. And feel free to look at the information we have on YouTube or at our website. So take care.